those honey tones, the terracotta tones. It's just really more, it's just really nice, really more, what the hell. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about makeup and everything beauty, and today we're talking about bronzer, one of my favorite products to apply, and also probably one of the products that a lot of people tend to struggle with because they don't know how to use it, how to apply it, what's the right shade. So I'm going to go through all of that with you today and make it super simple and easy to understand. And also there's a few tricks that I've hidden in there as well for you guys. Now, before we head into the video, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button so that you never miss a video. You can also catch me on Instagram, where you can follow my stories for daily beauty news and PR unboxing. Now, let's head straight into the video. So I have everything on other than my bronzer. So now I want to show you exactly how I like to bronze and how I think a lot of people should be bronzing. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer in Shady Biz, but I'm also going to use my Hourglass brush because it's one of my favorite brushes for bronzing at the moment. It's the ambient lighting brush. It's amazing. It's dual-ended, and this side is just insane. I love it. It literally just fits in perfectly under the cheekbone and everything. So I'm going to go into my bronzer. I'm literally just, that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to take the excess off on the back of my hand, and I'm going to start bronzing my face. Now, I think when everyone thinks of bronzer, they think of bronzed skin, like kind of like, you know, those freckles, and some people just apply it everywhere. I like to use my bronzer to help also sculpt the face a little bit because I feel like the color is a lot more flattering than using contour shades. I don't know if you've noticed, when you go for contour shades, they're really gray or muddy looking, whereas when you go for a bronzer, a good bronzer, by the way, a good bronzer, which is really nice and warming, it gives you like it's those honey tones, the terracotta tones. It's just really more, it's just really nice, really more, what the hell. It's really nice. it just looks really flattering. Like, no one wants to look grey. Which skin tone out there can you think of that looks good grey? Doesn't matter what color your skin is. You could be super white or super dark or anywhere in between. Grey is just not going to look good. So I don't even know why these brands come out with grey colors in any kind of product. So I'm going to go in with this shade. Now, I am going to apply this firstly around the perimeter of my face. So when I say the perimeter, I mean this area here, because we want that to look really nice and warm, and then it just like everything kind of brightens up in the middle of the face. So I'm going to go in from this section here, which is the top part of my ear, and I'm pressing. And you'll see, even without dragging it, you're going to start seeing that really nice sculpting come through. See, I'm not swiping, I'm pressing. And you'll see that shape come through, and it is honestly such a difference compared to the other side. Already, look at that. Nothing there. It's just flat. And then here, with all this shape. So I'm literally just pressing that in there. Now, what you want to do, you can drag if you want. It really depends how much product you have underneath. Like, I don't want to ruin my base or my foundation, like any coverage that I've got. And also sometimes I feel like when you're using a medium to full coverage base and then you go over with your bronzer, you want to make sure that you pat it or dab it in. If you start moving it, you're moving everything underneath, and you can sometimes get that really horrible look where you can see almost the layer of foundation that's moved slightly. So I would pat or dab. So that's what we've done here. I think that's kind of like done. I think we've done that really well there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my hairline. Now I'm going right in. When I say hairline, don't go here. Go right into your hairline. If you need to use, if you've got blonde hair and you can see the product, then I would suggest just being extra careful about your placement, or using a wet wipe to kind of take off that extra product that's ended up in your hair. So I'm going right into the hairline here. And because I have a round face, this is going to help slim down my face as well. But I really like this placement here because I feel like it also adds dimension to my face and just makes me look more bronzed and alive. Now I'm going to just go underneath here. This is where I do drag it a little bit because there's not much coverage going on here. Now you can already see, look how flat that looks. And we've got dimension here, we've got shape here. So I'm gonna go across to the other side and I'm gonna do the same here. There, look at that already. Already, you can see that shape coming through. And then I'm gonna go into the hairline. Okay, so I know a lot of people say to me, okay, my skin is getting patchy, I'm using my bronzer, it's super patchy or it's super muddy, what's going on? And the easiest way to explain this is your skin underneath, before you apply bronzer, needs to be even, but either tacky or either matte. So basically what happens is some people will put foundation on and then they don't set their foundation with powder, and that's fine because maybe you don't want to, you know, maybe you like the way your skin looks when you've put your foundation on, you don't really want to go in with powder. Or you'll get some people who put their foundation on and then they'll get their loose powder and just very lightly dust it over and that's it, and they're not really making it even, right? Again, fine if that suits you, but that is what is causing that muddiness, because what happens is because you've part dusted, you've part mattified your skin with that powder. Because let's be honest, the only way it's going to be completely evenly matte is if you get a powder puff like me and you press it into the foundation and you dust it all off so everything's super matte. Now that's when you're going to get an even finish, and that's where you can use a powder bronzer like me and it will go on evenly, perfectly, all looks great, doesn't look muddy, doesn't look patchy. But if you put your foundation on and then you go in without any powder and you go in with a powder bronzer, basically what's happening is that powder bronzer, it's not made to set the face, right? So it's made to go onto matte skin, or like skin, regardless of whether you've set it or not, it should be matte skin, right? So because there's that tackiness there, that powder's grabbing hold, like the tackiness is grabbing hold of the powder and it's staying there, and then you get uneven bronzer. Basically it's really uneven and it's really patchy and it can look muddy, and that's why that happens. So hopefully that makes sense. If you don't want to set your foundation with powder, or you still want to continue with dusting, a little sprinkling on, then don't use powder bronzer, use a liquid bronzer. It's going to work way better for you and it's going to solve so many problems for you. Because if you go in with powder bronzer on top of tacky skin, it's going to look muddy, it's going to look patchy. So if I were you, going with a liquid bronzer, I think NARS do some really good liquid bronzers. Then what you can do is apply it with your beauty blender. So turn the beauty blender around, use the end, the big part of the beauty blender, and then just buff it in. You can buff it in onto the skin and it's going to look great. So hopefully that helps you out. And yeah, so I've already applied it on these areas, you can see. I will go over the nose a little bit because I actually quite like that look where it's nice and bronzed. Not too much, I'm going in with a very, very small amount, by the way. That is literally all I do with my bronzer, and I'm going to show you very quickly another thing that I use my bronzer for, and that is sculpting my face. Sculpting my face? No, I mean sculpting my nose. I'm going to use the Fenty 200 brush. I'm going to go back into my bronzer, and I'm just showing you this as an extra perk, but this is how I use my bronzer to contour my nose. So if you've got what you've needed from this video, fine, but I'm going to show you a little extra trick. It's really easy as well. So I'm going to go in, I've applied the bronzer to the tip of the brush, take the excess off, and then I'm going to just create a V shape here, because this V shape that I'm doing here actually helps to make the tip of my nose look smaller, because the tip of my nose is a little bit bulbous. Now what I'm doing is this is the bridge, guys. We need to understand the structure of the face before we can start contouring. This is the bridge of the nose. I'm going to go on the side of the bridge of the nose. I'm going to go there. And I'm going to go up and down, just a little bit into there. Do the same on the other side. And that is literally how I contour my nose with my bronzer, because I feel like everything's connected. I'm not using too many different products, and I feel like the colors kind of stay even. They're fluid all the way across. I'm not using a different shade on my nose. And it's still warming. It still kind of helps to warm up my nose area as well. So that is literally how I apply bronzer. And if you have any questions about the placement, then please let me know in the comments below, because I do feel like this is great if you have that mattified skin. But obviously if you apply your concealer, your foundation and your powder differently, then you will have more questions, because obviously you might need to apply your bronzer slightly differently. But this is perfect if you basically apply your concealer, foundation, powder similar to mine. Like you end up, no matter what way you apply it, you end up with a matte finish before you apply your bronzer. Then this is perfect for you. So hopefully you can see that this has helped to kind of like warm up the face, but at the same time we've got that really nice kind of bronze finish, and it's a nice color. It's not like some bronzers are really awful, they're really gray or just weird. This is, I feel like Fenty do really nice warming bronzers, which is great. So yeah, that is my finished look. So how did you find that? I think it's really easy to follow, and I think that once you've kind of mastered it, you guys are going to end up being complete pros at this, and you'll probably incorporate it into your daily makeup routine. And if you get the shade right for your bronzer, you'll find that you probably won't use blush as often. So if you have any comments, please let me know below, because I will always reply. And if you want to get any of the products that I actually mentioned in this video, all you need to do is head over to my description box. I've made it super simple for you. You just need to click on the links and it will take you straight to it. Now, as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button so that you never miss a video. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.